He goes without saying he's doing a really good job. And I would say this, if you see the kid, when you watch him in meetings, all right, you watch him out at practice, the walkthrough, the way he works, he reminds me of St. Brown in that manner. Very much the same way, just how he goes about it. And he is highly competitive. He gets in games like this and he shows up now, and he's got this competitive edge about him. And so I'm not surprised by that. He just keeps getting better and better, and so does Gibbs. Gibbs is just getting better and better. So, I'm just going to bring it back to Brad Holmes. It's a hell of a job by him once again. Took a lot of criticism for those 2 picks, but they look like they're okay. So, I'm glad we got them.
And that was Dan Campbell talking about the picks of Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs. Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Maz, as you brought up. And Braylon, just a overall take on those 2 guys before I read off for you the NFL history that they're going through, navigating through right now.
Yeah. One, I'd just like to point out, nobody gave criticism for drafting Sam Laporta. We all loved that pick. It was somebody else that received some criticism for that. I believe it was Jack Campbell. With that said, they come from great programs. One comes from being coached by Nick Saban. Another comes from being coached by Kurt Ferentz down in Iowa. They coach disciplinary, and they really teach you the game of football and the importance of a team. And I think that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, no doubt. And, man, it's just a thought. I know a lot of people believe that pick should have been Jalen Carter. When he's staring at them at the board at 6, they trade back. They pass on Bijan Robinson and Jalen Carter and take Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the best backs in the NFL as we speak right now. I'm happy he's on the Lions. I love this kid. He not only is he elusive and fast, he puts his head down and hits guys.
Yeah.
He don't get hit. You remember DeAndre Swift? He never did that. Never. And now you got a guy that's the complete opposite of DeAndre Swift. Not built like him, but the complete opposite. This is a guy that ain't afraid to put his head down and hit you. And I bet you Deuce would have been happy to have this kid to coach.
Here's a question, Maz, and I'm obviously going to show you some love too, Ryan. Mind you pointed out a team in the season that you said would be decent and probably in the playoff run, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. Where a running back like Kieran Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs, they make people rethink the running back position, because both of those guys are really electric right now.
Yeah, because they both do everything.
Yeah.
The running back position, for
maybe it's Christian McCaffrey.
Derrick Henry, those guys are dinosaurs.
This is true.
And he's a unicorn, Derrick Henry. Now the Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Alvin Kamara type running back.
Yeah.
I mean, who may have started this whole thing.
Good call.
You just got to be so versatile. But just you talk about these 2 picks, Laporta and Gibbs. Where would this football team be without these 2 guys? Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs are the first rookie duo in franchise history to have 8 touchdowns. In the NFL, the last set of running back, wide receiver, or running back tight end, or running back anybody to have 8 tight ends rookie class. You know who that was?
No.
Reggie Bush and Marquise Colston in 2006
Colston. There you go.
For the New Orleans Saints.
And Colston was a reach, right?
He was.
Right.
Out of Hofstra.
Yeah, that wasn't
right.
a high pick. That was a guy that earned his way on that
6th
team.
round, I think.
How about this for just Sam Laporta alone? Sam Laporta, 9 receiving touchdowns this season. That's a new single season record among Lions rookies, among Lions tight ends. His 71 receptions this season. 71 receptions. 3rd among tight ends in NFL history. 758 receiving yards this season. That's 6th among rookie tight ends in NFL history. He's the first rookie tight end in NFL history to have 70 receptions, 750 yards, and 9 touchdowns in a season. Guys, I tweeted this out or posted this on X as the game was going on. There isn't a tight end in the league currently in 2023 that I would rather have on my roster than Sam Laporta. Not Travis Kelce, not Mark Andrews, not TJ Hawkinson, not no one. This is the best tight end in the league already.
Yeah, that's not even a hot take. That's just the truth. It's the truth right now. Look, Father Time is undefeated, and a lot of those guys you name, Father Time's starting to catch up with him, especially Travis Kelce. But right now, Sam Laporta is just in his groove. He's a guy that you can depend on in the big plays. I mean, how many big catches has he made this year for first downs? He's the energy provider. When he makes a big play, he shows you the energy, plays to the crowd. He blocks for Jahmyr Gibbs. He blocks for Dave Montgomery. He is a guy that is doing everything, and he's doing it at a damn high elite level. Hell of a pick by Brad Holmes, hell of a tight end. You can definitely call them tight end U, and that's Iowa.
And that's not to be outdone by Jahmyr Gibbs. Are you ready for some of these numbers on Gibbs? Hold on. Hold your horses, please. Let me. There's so many numbers here.
It's a lot of page flipping over there.
Right. The fourth Lions rookie back to finish with at least 100 yards from scrimmage, one rushing touchdown, and one receiving touchdown. Bill Bowman in 1954. Don McKinney in 1956. Billy Sims in 1980. And Javid Best in 2010. Seventh
Couple
rookie.
Lions.
Yep, there you go. Seventh rookie in franchise history to produce 1,000 yards from scrimmage. Only the fourth to log at least 1,000 scrimmage yards, 8 touchdowns. He joins Billy Sims, Barry Sanders, and Kevin Smith. This rookie running back is such a weapon. You talk about the weapons of the Detroit Lions. Man, who thought that the combo of DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams from a year ago, record-setting running back duo from the Detroit Lions, neither would be back, and now this position group has gotten better with Monty and Jahmyr Gibbs. Wild, man. Wild.
Definitely elevated the position of running back with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. One thing people talk about is like, well, with the evolution of offense, a lot of records are gonna be broken. So yeah, maybe that's good, but it's a lot. No, it's not. These guys are doing something that has never been done before, and Ben Johnson is the guy, the catalyst that's helping these guys do it, man. In terms of calling plays and putting these guys in spots as well. It is fun to watch when you start talking things like the first rookie ever, the first this, the first that lets you know that these guys have been picking right, and these guys are really starting to come into their own. Just imagine if Jahmyr Gibbs would have started the season being number one back. Oh, by the way, did I say that out loud? Because I think he might be RB1 now for the Detroit Lions.
Oh, he is. No doubt about it. But you know what? David Montgomery gives you his game, too. There's a guy that goes out there and plays hard every single down. And he's so physical. Yeah. And I'm so glad. We got the best duo in the NFL.
That's no cap.
I'll go out there and stand on the mountain and yell that. The best duo running backs in the NFL belong here.
Might be a team down in Florida.
San Francisco?
Might be a team in Florida that might have something to say about that.
Miami?
Yeah.
H.N. and
Mostert.
H.N.'s gone backwards. He hasn't done anything in the last month.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
But you're right. You're right.
Among them, if nothing else. They are among 2 or 3 running back groups that you would even compare to anybody.
I agree. I was really just poking with Matt.
Of course.
When the hell did Raheem Mostert get 20 touchdowns?
He's just a touchdown machine.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
That's kind of like Jamal Williams from a year ago.
He's getting better as he's getting older.
Hey, I wanted to continue on with Laporta and Gibbs. Here's what Jared Goff had to say about Laporta and Gibbs because, again, Jared Goff had such a great game. And, again, you talk about a trust factor with the quarterback. Is there anybody he trusts? Obviously, I'm not St. Brown, but in the red zone, is there anybody he trusts more than rookie? My goodness, here's Jared Goff.
I mean, both those guys, I was thinking about it like halfway through how those two guys were such an impact as rookies. They're 2 of the best rookies I've ever been around. And, like, for what they handle mentally and what they do every Sunday for us and the way they practice, the way they're pros, everything, they're as good as it gets. And you see the results out here on the game day, but the work they put in and, again, how professional they both are. And it's really impressive. It really is.
Curious to see if teams start drafting differently now.
Yeah.
Because I think Brad Holmes did take a little bit of heat with the, running back so high, and then he goes and gets the tight end. And remember last year we were talking about was when they traded TJ Hawkinson that the running back position used by three guys. It was Brock Wright, James Mitchell, and I forgot
The tight end.
Shane
Yeah.
Zylstra.
Right.
They produced so many touchdowns after Hockenson left. You're like, why do you need a tight end? This position group is doing pretty good, but
They knew what they were doing.
Brad Holmes gets a lot of credit for this.
He gets a lot of credit. He deserves all the credit. I mean, a lot of people, like you said, I myself was a doubter. That everybody pretty much was a doubter. You remember draft day. Nobody was happy after. Guys were trying to make a reason why this was going to work, but he saw something. I mean, he saw a guy that was dynamic and explosive at the running back position that had played wide receiver a lot as well, and then he saw a tight end in Sam Laporta that you just check track records. I mean, last time I checked, Noah Fant was pretty decent tight end, right? George Kittle was at one point the best tight end. We drafted T.J. Hockenson, who's one of the best in the league. Iowa just knows tight end, so it was a calculated guess. I think it was just he saw what he saw.
I will tell you this: as much as I'm looking forward to the playoffs, I'm really looking forward to the draft in April here in Detroit. I can't wait to see what this guy does. He is the mad scientist. You guys called it. This guy lives for the draft. It's why he doesn't do what we want him to do at the trade deadline. That's why he don't trade picks. This freaking guy don't trade a 5th round pick. Maybe a 6th and 7th he'll swap and get a player. And remember he did that with the Jets earlier in the year. But this guy can't wait to draft. I can't wait to see who's getting on this team next year. I can't.
The only thing I would want to see now is and see, because Brad Holmes has come here. Each year he's drafted, at my line Ermanni, he's had 2 first-round picks. He's had 2 first-round picks. He's had 2 second-round picks. He's had a lot of picks to make things happen with, and we know the name of the game. It's draft capital. That makes the draft a lot easier. It will be interesting now that the Lions are a good team. They're not going to have 2 first-round picks. They're not going to be making deals like that. So then I want to see where Brad Holmes goes. But he's already shown me that he's the evil genius.
Other than the first year, I think they got Sewell, and then that was the only one. And then the last 2 years, they had 2 picks, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, and he's not only hitting in the first round, Bray.
Yeah.
He's pulling. I'm on Ross St. Brown in the 4th round.
One of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
I mean, come on. And again, you could say that we take that for granted.
Yeah.
Amon Ross St. Brown is a top 10 receiver in this league that
Top
you got
6.
in the 4th round. Top 6 receiver in this league that you got in the 4th round. I don't think you should take that for granted. I mean, that is this general manager and this scouting staff really doing their homework and fitting this player into a role that's really second to none.
Can I just say something to these guys
go
in the
ahead, go
chat?
ahead.
There's a couple of guys in the chat trolling me.
For what?
Did I ever
What'd you say?
First of all, did I ever say a bad word about Jahmyr Gibbs?
Never.
Or was I happy that they got him?
Yeah, you were happy that they got.
All I said about Swift was, I wish they kept him as a stopgap, as a guy that in case the other guys went down, you put Swift in and you don't give him to the Eagles. That's all I ever said. I never said Swift was better than Gibbs. So,
by the way, Swift isn't doing much lately.
No, he's breaking down, like you guys said.
Yeah, Eagles forgot
breaking
about
down.
the running game.
He's still a good back. He's just not this. He ain't this.
Notice I said 6, Ryan. Like, remember in terms of Amon-Ra St. Brown, in terms of 6 right now, what do I always talk about? When we were talking about Amon-Ra in the beginning, I said, look, I need to see just consistency. Like, when you talk about being top 5 in the league or being 6 or you starting to crack down to 9, to 8, to 7, and 6, it's consistency. You see what he's done over the first 3 years of his career? The only person to do it outside of is Odell Beckham in terms of having 90 catches and over 900 yards. That's consistency. He's now moving to a different class this year.